Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC16 Today.
Rise and shine, Western Oregon. Thank you for joining us here on NBC16 Today. I'm Zach Bruhl.
And I'm Angela Yamamoto. We'll get into all of your top stories shortly, but first,
look at that.
We're taking a look at the tower cam this morning because temps have definitely dropped in the couple of days.
Absolutely. We were at 50-degree starts a couple days ago. Today, not so much the case. The tower cam, though, is at least showing off. It looks pretty nice at the moment. We're going to take a peek, though. Drop-offs have been pretty substantial, especially down in the southern portion of the viewing area. Roseburg down 8 degrees over the past 24 hours, and that combines with a couple drop-offs the day before as well. So we're looking at double-digit drop-offs pretty consistently across much of the region, leaving us with some pretty chilly temperatures. I'm sure you're aware of it as you're waking up this morning. Rain accumulation has slowed down a little bit over the past 24 hours. Yesterday, I think we had a little over half of an inch of Eugene, pretty scattered between a quarter and a half inch everywhere else across the region. Today, we're going to continue to see some scattered shower opportunities and even some snowfall in certain spaces. You can see it getting closer to the valley floor, but not quite getting there. We're 40 degrees still here along the I-5 corridor. And since it's been so warm this week, having any of that stuff stick would be really difficult unless you're in some of those elevated areas across the region. Again, the southern portion of the viewing area is where we are the coolest right now, some 29 degrees at Burton Ridge. It's been a while since I've seen temperatures quite like that. We are going to see things continue to remain chilly. Remember, we had 70-degree highs just 2 days ago. Today, struggling to crack the 50-degree mark. So really a big shift compared to what we were seeing just a few short days ago. Angela?
Thank you, Zach. Well, we now take you live to our live shot buddy who's showing us what the traffic is looking like this morning. Currently, we're now in the Thurston community in East Springfield at 58th and Main Streets, driving westbound on Main Street from 58th down to 42nd Street. And we're seeing some medium traffic flow. We have cloudy skies, wet road surfaces. It's been raining overnight and medium traffic flow as well. Those cold temperatures out there, it's 38 degrees at our traffic vehicle. Definitely bundle up before heading out the door. And the best news of all, no vehicle accidents to report and no delays to slow you down on your morning commute.
Oregonians wanted things to be different. Money is going to move as quickly as possible. We're going to give as much direction as possible, and we're going to keep checking on a regular basis how it's working. And
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is responding to questions about the rollout of drug recriminalization and rushed funding for counties. The governor just signed a new law this week starting a 60-day stopwatch for that money to head out to various counties across the state.
The money is to help build drug treatment alternatives for those facing drug crimes in order to avoid criminal charges.
Yeah, those programs are what are called deflection programs, but there isn't a lot of information on what exactly those programs might look like or even how much it should cost to build them.
Salem Bureau reporter Christina Giardinelli pressed the governor on those unanswered questions as the state is rushing to give 23 counties $10 million to get started.
In 6 months, police across Oregon will be allowed to arrest people for possession of small amounts of drugs. What will happen after those cuffs are put on remains to be seen. Lawmakers who passed the bill say it was intended to prioritize treatment. They set aside a little over $20 million to create deflection programs, with half going out over the next 2 months. But there are no requirements for what the program should look like. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is tasked with supervising the rollout.
What are you doing to make sure this actually doesn't flop and there's accountability for that money that's rushing out in 60 days?
so on the money that's going out to, so remember we have a good number of counties who have voluntarily said that they want to be part of the initial adopters of the early deflection programs related to the new bill. I do think the dollars that the legislature allocated for this will get us to that first point, get us through September, get us to next year. And I fully expect in next year's legislative session, we will hear from counties of like, here's what's working, here's what's not, here's where we might need more resources. Because this is a bit of a phasing approach here, but the goal is to be successful, and we just have to continue to adapt as we learn.
It seems like you're putting a lot of trust on counties without a lot of strings attached, at least for that initial round of funding.
Well, I think it is a little bit of a trust exercise, but what we heard from counties, the legislature heard, is that counties want to do this differently, that what we had wasn't working.
I'm Christina Giardinelli reporting.
The commission that is tasked with distributing the money is having to make fast decisions because the first round of grants go out in June. Earlier this week, they had to decide on how much money to give to Native American tribes without much data to inform that decision.
I live in Springfield. I love this town, and this is a community worth investing in.
The $17 million Mill Street reconstruction project is underway in Springfield. Juliet Smith spoke with a group gathered in Springfield of lawmakers and those impacted by the road to learn more about the efforts underway.
Representative Val Hoyle has secured over $1 million in funding from the 2024 fiscal year appropriations package for the reconstruction project here on Mill Street.
It is my duty to make sure that the federal taxes we pay, they should come back to improve our communities.
The streets essentially died, so they have to replace everything.
It's been really hard, and people have been trained to get around the potholes, and it hasn't been the safest situations.
A Springfield resident living on Mill Street has been dealing with these unsafe driving conditions. While driving up his driveway,
my car started making squeaking noises when I would drive over this.
And just yesterday,
my tire broke off and completely fell off.
The property owner says the city contacted him 3 months ago to discuss the reconstruction work.
We need to make this road safer.
Representative Hoyle says she began appealing for this grant a few months after she was elected. Springfield Mayor Sean Van Gordon says Mill Street has needed repairs for more than a decade, and the city began reconstruction in 2018. But more funds were needed. The mayor says the project isn't just important for residents.
It is actually a fairly big thoroughfare for people moving north to south through the community.
The state committed $2 million to this project. As for how Representative John Lively helped secure that funding,
I showed him pictures of the street.
We are completely replacing our sanitary sewer line, so it'll really provide for good amenities for bikes, peds, safety for cars and the bikes and the peds, as well as our stormwater infrastructure and sewers.
Springfield Utility Board has begun their work, and construction projects are expected to be carried out over the next 2 years. In Springfield, I'm Juliet Smith reporting.
Out on the coast, the old Coos County Annex building in North Bend will soon be home to 72 new housing units. The project is moving forward thanks in part to the approval of $4 million in federal funding, which was obtained with the help of U.S. Representative Val Hoyle, who backed this project last April. The North Bend Urban Renewal Agency aims to provide housing for workers in fields like education, public safety, and healthcare, while also boosting the local economy through the demolition and repurposing of the building. The city purchased the annex at the intersection of Virginia and McPherson Avenues back in 2021. And this week marks National Public Health Week, a time where Coos County public health officials hope to bring awareness to those who they serve and the services they offer them. Though known for stepping up during community health emergencies like the pandemic, Coos Health and Wellness says many don't know they have a range of additional services. This includes programming for home visiting care and a prevention group that helps prevent early access to tobacco and other substances.
One of the biggest focuses is access to health care. We have a department that helps get people signed up for Oregon Health Program. And environmental health and climate is an issue that we're looking at. Having safe water, making sure that the pollution isn't affecting people with respiratory issues or anyone in the county for that matter, and try to drive that idea of community.
To stay up to date on county health alerts, head to cooshealthandwellness.org.
Well, while the future of the Eugene Emeralds remains in question, the 2024 season begins on Friday at PK Park.
And our sports director Hayden Herrera spoke with M's general manager Alan Benavidez at the team's media day to ask what fans can expect for this season at the ballpark.
Here at Lido's Lab in Eugene for Eugene Emeralds Media Day, and I'm here with General Manager Alan Benavidez. Alan, the team is in town, the players have gotten here. How nice is it to focus on baseball now? I know you got a big vote coming up next month with the multi-use facility. How nice is it to focus on baseball now?
It's been very hard, actually. It's been almost secondary. Fortunately, I got a really great staff who has really put a lot of effort into getting the season ready. I've really been focused on the stadium, so it's really stuck up on me, to be honest, but really excited to have it here. It's almost comforting, to have everybody here and knowing that, this is why we do it. So
So you're still hard at work, but we'll get to see these guys hard at work on Friday with the season opener. As far as when fans get to PK Park this season, any changes they should be in store for?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's different is we're starting at 7 o'clock Tuesday through Friday, unlike 7:35 last year. The other big thing is we're going cashless. We've been really late to the party. We're one of the last venues that was accepting cash. I know that sounds weird, and I know some folks aren't going to like that, but we are going cashless this year at PK Park.
And as far as, well, fans will see that firsthand on Friday, what kind of stuff is in store for opening day?
So we've got our great vintage T-shirt giveaway, and there's a nod back to the old scoreboard at Civic Stadium. We got our new mascot, Boomer, who's coming out on Saturday for the Exploding Whales. We're doing our Monarcas baseball still on Sundays, most Sundays. And we got a lot of fun giveaways.
So a lot to look forward to, not only this weekend, but all season. But Alan, I know the one thing everybody's asked me about, when are we finally going to get Hayden Herrera bobblehead night? The fans have been clamoring for it.
You know, there's one person particularly has been clamoring for it.
Who would that be?
You.
Oh, okay. Well, nevertheless, are we close?
We are close.
Have my people talked to your people?
We are close. I just got to get the mold right.
There we go. Enough said. Alan Benavides, thank you very much. Go see the M's starting this weekend, Friday at 7:05 against Tri-City. Now let's send it back to the desk.
Alan